Okay, fine. It is too early for this. Can we have one good thing? Please. Okay. Something is wrong with the way discourse is going in this community right now. Not all of it. There are many things to celebrate. There are many things that I was wrong about, and I'm glad I was wrong about. But I woke up, I got on Reddit, I saw some comments. Go to locals. Play a pickup game. Look up retro format. And I love everyone in this game. I will never be someone to say, hey, you should have known this, but some of you are very new to this game. I made an investment. My investment is now ruined. I do not like this. This is unfair. I bought Dogecoin. And you need to sit down for a second. I had to write this one down. This game has not remotely enough sense to consider a rotation. Maybe in 5 years. I don't have a calculator, but if I did. God! Time for class. And I get it. I completely get it. Change is not easy. It's a lot. I miss Purple Kaido. I still pray for the day that I can top a regional with Purple Kaido. I'm never gonna do it for many reasons. But I'll be very sad that I won't get to play him. But anyway, I took a second. I went to the gym. Once I had breakfast, put something, and okay, we're gonna talk about rotation. But first, Pirate Kings, Pirate Queens, non-binary monarchs of the sea, what's going on? Welcome to Crashout Kingdom. Not anymore. We're back to Sakura Kingdom. I hope you're all well. I hope you're well. Because some of y'all, you're taking this news in a way, and I get it. Before I keep getting more off track, I'm starting to take notes. This video is going to be a few things. It's going to be very broad. It is going to be more conceptual than specific. It's going to be off the cuff, and if you haven't noticed, it might be a little unhinged. It's not going to be very organized. This is something that I am working on, but there will still be some level of organization here, not pure chaos. It's all from a place of love. Maybe just a bit of rage. But I would like to come to the community from a place of perspective that I normally have not been able to, or given myself a chance to, and ultimately, I want to leave this with a feeling of hope. We'll see what happens. Now, starting the actual discussion, for some people, the question may need to be asked, what is rotation? I know a lot of us are familiar. I have heard from some people who are completely unfamiliar with this. So in some card games, some of the biggest card games, which I'll get into in a second, every so often, the owners, the designers, the makers of the game will choose to not ban, but retire certain sets of cards. This is usually done with some degree of consistency. It can be done in various ways. Of the three biggest trading card games, Pokemon and Magic both have some degree of rotation. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not. And there are various ways this can happen. Pokemon, for instance, will usually have 7 to 11 core sets. Think your OPO1, OPO2, OPO3, down to OPO 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not including things like EBO1, PRB. Starter decks would be aligned to certain points in that timeline. That's somewhat of a theory, but just based on what I know of being a Pokemon player. And for added context, Pokemon is the trading card game I have played for the longest time. Longer than One Piece. I have dabbled in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh!, but Pokemon is definitely the one that I have the most familiarity with. It may create some sense of bias, but ultimately I think it gives me some perspective more than anything. Every year, around the time of World Championships, Pokemon will retire 4 sets, therefore keeping a similar number of sets every year, 7 to 11 core sets at any given moment. I believe, if I am wrong about this, please let me know. I believe that Magic does so twice a year, or at least it did when I was paying attention to that. Let me know. But again, various ways this can manifest. And this is all done in service of the question, how do you keep a format in a card game healthy and fresh? You have to curate it, like a bush, like a bonsai tree, like fingernails, like the US government. And there are different ways this can be done, including rotation. The two biggest, there may be more, I'm not sure of it, the two biggest would be rotation or a ban list. In Yu-Gi-Oh's case, Yu-Gi-Oh has an extremely specifically targeted, but also super volatile ban list. Of course, Pokemon, because again, that's the example of rotation I can speak from an informed perspective about, has a consistent, if not necessarily fully predictable, for reasons we'll keep getting into, rotation. Now, getting into one concern here is that it can be very easy to say, oh, Bandai is banning these cards, they are just trying to bleed me dry, they just want my money. I know that Bandai has made some decisions in its first year of this game with the way it chose to handle its supply decisions. That is neither here nor there. If we look at, say, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list, really any ban list where there are 25 years worth of cards, right? And a company that has a certain approach to how they manage their game, a ban list like that can lead to what I would say is unethical behavior, where the intent is solely, or at least far above all else, to sell product, to just make money. There are levels to it, there is subtlety to it. Of course, when a ban list is targeted, when it is applied to a moderately sized and carefully managed card pool, it can be another very useful tool in keeping the game fresh. And overall, that's the thing. A card game, much like life itself, is not necessarily meant to be static, to be one thing forever. I know I may be speaking absolutes here, but you get what I mean. And this is something I have not read the community on, but think about worldwide release, right? There was so much hype over that. I would be one of the people who stands to lose the most from that based on the way that I run this channel. But there is something so exciting about that, about a fully fresh format, something where we have an idea, an inkling, an understanding of what has happened, and we can look forward to what is happening next. That is beautiful. That is one of the best things about card games. This is the same kind of thing. On another level, a ban list will level the playing field to a degree. It's still going to give experienced players an advantage. Just like right now, someone who picks up Dofi isn't necessarily going to win a locals, right? God knows I'm not. But those experienced players, they still have an advantage because of their knowledge, because of their preparation, because of their attention to the way that things are shifting. It ups the skill level. It motivates everyone to compete. It motivates everyone to up their own level of competition, is what I'm trying to say. Because Have you ever, think back to the first time you ever played One Piece. The first time you ever played a trading card game. The first time you ever tried something new that was interesting, that seemed like it had a really, really cool community around it, and just looked fun, but it's so intimidating. And it could be almost impossible for you to win a single game. Another generalization, but trading card games aren't chess. This leads into a whole other discussion of who truly deserves to win a card game, to win a tournament. That's fucking granular. But again, this isn't chess. And then the other big reason why rotation is good is financial accessibility. Yes, Bandai does want to sell product overall. They are a business. They're not trying to be billionaires though, right? And the thing about rotation is that everyone can benefit. If you are a player who missed a set, if you're coming into this, set 5, set 6, you remember how much Borsalino cost? You remember how much OPO3 Katakuri cost and how long we had to wait for PRB? I got lucky. I pulled my Katakuris. I'm broke as shit. But I was able to play it now. Not everyone's gonna be that lucky, right? Reprint sets like PRB01 are a thing. But in PRB01, we didn't get a new super rare printing of Sabo. We were lucky that he wasn't as relevant in the format, but we didn't. By removing inaccessible cards, Bandai makes it easier for more players to join the scene. And then we get into, well, there are not enough events to support this number of players. That is still a problem. That's a huge problem, and that is something that Bandai needs to address, but that is not the fault of rotation. And the reason I bring up PRB01 and reprints in general is that, yes, that's one way to keep cards accessible, but why does there have to be only one way to keep cards accessible? Why do we not want this game to be as accessible as possible? Again, I know we have a scarcity mindset here, but let's think about what the game can be for a second, okay? The players of this game and the company who make it can mutually benefit. There's something beautiful about that. And I don't know about you, but having played Pokemon, Magic, and One Piece, and having loved very distinct things about all of them and hated others, even if this wasn't based on One Piece, just based on the mechanics, it would be my favorite card game I've ever played. And Bandai does still deserve support for that. They have been showing us over the past year, year and a half, time and time again, that they are invested in making this game as good as its mechanics for its player base. They deserve to have new product bought. And here's the thing, with the supply issue, which has gotten better, they're selling out anyway. At least last I checked, but they are able to sell the product of their own volition, of their own actions. They don't need rotation to do that. Now, what I'm going to say is that I believe the secondary market is an important part of a card game and a card games community. I am not saying tank the secondary market, burn it all down, fuck TCG player. But if the only thing you care about is the secondary market and the fact that your alt arts are losing value, get out of my card game. And find a more stable way to invest. Please. It's not worth it. It's so, this is not what you should be trying to plus on. Not by shredding. Not by holding. And I know that I started this video off with some rather hyperbolic representations of areas of our community. And in the interest of making sure that I am giving credence to people's specific complaints, and that I'm citing my sources, making sure that I fully listen before I roast somebody. But set it right. Oh, one more thing before I do. Please do not forget, your leader is not dead. It's paper. It's just paper. Also, it's just a proxy. Like, I'm not that cavalier. There is, I forget the name for it, expanded tournaments. Now, getting into the nuances, that's not always something that there is as much of. It's going to depend on player demand for it, and you have a voice toward Bandai, so, you know, talk to them when informed. But, of course, there are so many different ways to play this game. We've been playing a version of this game for going on 3 years now, and it's sick. Again, I am full on. It is the best. But there's so many different ways that the players can play with the game. If you are someone who is aware of YugiTube, you know. The ban list peeps, you know what I'm talking about, right? Or just, you know, you can still play these old leaders with your friends. You can still play Dofi. You can still play Purple Kaido. I'm playing Purple Kaido with the homies when there's time. Let me know. No, I'll let you know. My people will call your people. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I love you. I miss you. And I would just love to see. I'm so excited to see how this game diversifies, changes in this next year. And also, rotation's not happening for another year. Sit down. We're good. And you know what? At this point in the game, we're already seeing some great innovation. So let's keep it going. Anyway, time for hot takes on Reddit. Hey, what's up? You made it to the end of the video. Thank you for staying. I know I talk a lot, but it means a lot whenever someone decides to hang. That's something I do every now and then. I just like to give updates. One about the channel itself. OP10 comes out this weekend. Regardless of the ban list, I have been kind of wrestling with my usual process of creating the OP whatever by the data. I've got the slides almost done. My plan today was going to be to just record that as quick as just go through it. I haven't read all the articles. I've barely played any games. I don't know what I'm talking about, and that's not sustainable. At a certain point, it feels less authentic to me. And it's not as fun. It is work. Work can be fun. I believe work should be fun, but that's just not. It didn't feel right. I didn't even realize that it was ban list weekend. I didn't realize it was Worlds weekend. I'm still getting the data out there. You'll find it on X. Can you go to Blue Sky? I might go to Blue Sky. I don't know if I have time, but like we should go to Blue Sky. OP Bounty, as usual, the goats, the Giga Chads, they're already hard at work. As well as Batsu. Batsu is hard work on implementing the ban list. OP Bounty is going to do everything they can, and that includes myself in my affiliation with them. I'm not the decision maker, but anyway, we're going to do everything we can to give people the same kind of information, to give people that same understanding of what's going on, give people that tool to navigate this new format, this fun format. That's ban list. That's not rotation, but just I want to talk about the ban list. I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk about the ban list. Which brings me to sustainability and why I have this channel in the first place. I don't do this regularly, but I've been doing it for a little while. I've come to see more and more how it pertains to my art, how my art pertains to this, how it all pertains to each other, and I've tried to make this promise before. I don't know when my next video will be. Wow, that hit. But I'm very excited to see the ways that I can incorporate acting, analysis of design and art, just those other aspects into this. I know this is long. Thank you for staying. It means a lot to be seen by anyone. That's easy to forget sometimes. But I am really excited. I didn't plan to make this video. My apartment's a mess. I crashed out this morning. I've been crashing out. And I finally feel safe to do so with y'all. I don't normally argue, especially not with people on the internet. But we can disagree about things. I can't disagree with you on racism, but I can disagree with you about One Piece, and we can still be friends. Yeah. Stay tuned. What do you think of this? Oh! Bro! Pasadena, April 12th. I will be there. If you watch this channel, I would love to meet you. If you have thoughts on the channel, please, I would love to hear them from you. And also, if you are a person, this is very LA specific, if you're a person who works in film in LA, and you like One Piece or the One Piece card game, I'm trying to find more people who have those commonalities. So please hit me up if you see me there. I'll probably be wearing a shirt. As a reminder. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy rotation. I hope you enjoy the lead up to rotation. I know I will. I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Sakura Kingdom. Bye.